I'm Lucky Meisenheimer. I'm the founder of Lucky's Lake Swim, and I'm going to talk about engaging swimmers in a unique way to preserve our environment and our water quality. And this is reproducible anywhere there are bodies of water. So a little bit about swimmer engagement involvement. I began the swim in 1989. It was just a couple people then in the beginning. This is a photo from the early 91 where we had such a huge crowd on a Saturday. We thought we better take a picture because we might not ever have this many swimming again at one time. But over the years, things have changed. Now we're in our 31st year of holding our daily lake swim, and we average 30 to 40 swimmers on weekdays and 100 plus swimmers on Saturdays. Our record is 474. We also swim year-round, and we swim in the dark and even in the cold, and we've had well over 10,000 people from all over the world join us. We have over 60 different countries represented. The Central Florida Historical Society has designated this as a historic event. The Open Water Swimming Association, WOWSA, has ranked this as one of the top 100 open water swims in the country, and it's the only one that's free. The swim has also spun off a 501c3 corporation, the Lake Cane Restoration Society, which works to keep this lake swimmable, lovable, and fishable. So how did we go about engaging people so they felt it was more than just a swim across the lake? How did we develop this into a community and actually a lifestyle? Well, it started with several different things that we did. Perhaps the single most significant thing we did was we started having people sign the back wall of my house. We called this the Wall of Fame, and you can see it's blown up. And this developed into a whole system of milestone awards. We now have a very famous Gator Buddy to Gator. You always swim with a buddy that everybody takes a picture with. You get a patch and other swag for doing the swim. Then we decided to start doing some special events like our midnight swim, where we show a horror film, and then right after watching it at midnight, we get in the lake and do a swim. And how many would do this? Well, it turns out a lot, because swimmers will do just about anything if you offer them a patch. And I've mentioned before, we do swim year-round even when it's cold. Wetsuits are optional, and the hot tub is very popular after these cold water swims. Matter of fact, we swim just about any time. Fog, rain, we're out there plugging away. And yes, we've even swam during hurricanes. This is Hurricane Irma, me and a friend out there plowing through the rough water of Hurricane Irma. Not normally recommended. We even swim at weddings. This is my wedding and guest at my wedding. We got married in the backyard so we could do a swim, and we've got a lot of other events we've done. This is a pool toy float parade that we did one year to raise money for the Lake Cane Restoration Society. That was a blast getting out there and having a lot of fun. We've had several world record attempts. This is Yuko, who swam 82 miles in the lake. That was over 30 hours of swimming to set the world record for the longest open water lake swim for a female. This event is our Hands Across Lake Cane. It was for the Special Olympics. We had nearly 400 people join hands and make a human chain across the lake, raising thousands of dollars for our local Special Olympics programs. I coached the local Special Olympics team for 25 years. We have an annual Easter event called Eat, Pray, Swim, where we have an Easter sunrise service, a pancake breakfast, and then we all hop in the water and do a swim. We have the Navy SEAL Foundation Night Ops 5K swim, which raises money for the Navy SEAL Foundation. We've been doing this for a number of years. We also have the Rowdy and Lucky 1.5K open water swim, which raises money for the YMCA Scholarship Fund, and our big event, the Golden Mile, which raises money for our 501c3 corporation, and we have real gold medals, double the Olympic content of gold given out during this race. We lovingly call our daily swim the Enter the Food Chain swim because we are in the environment and we have impacts with it. And sometimes the environment impacts us. This is the Moss Park Gator Man who got bit by a gator. He now swims with us. Here is a fish that died. It had chased a smaller fish into a bag and they both suffocated. Apparently fish can't read warnings on disposed bags that say danger of suffocation. In this little clip, this is me and my sons rescuing an hinga. This is a water bird. We do have impacts on the environment because this was a fisherman's lure that had been trapped in the shoreline, and the anhinga got its neck impaled with the fish hook and could not get free and would have essentially died. So we went down there, removed the fish hook from his neck, and he did survive. But it is a reminder that in all aspects, whether we're fishing or swimming or just living on the lake, we do impact the lake, and we should be good stewards of the lake as well. We get much enjoyment out of it, but we need to give back to the lake as well. This is a turtle that had been struck by a boat propeller. His shell had been cracked. We tried to rescue the turtle. His leg was amputated. He did live for a few days, but we were unfortunately unable to nurse him back into good health. I'm a big fan of turtles. I like turtles, turtles like me. I do feed some of the local turtles. We have a little turtle island for them. A lot of folks will bring me turtles that they've had in their aquariums. We raise them, and then we will have a little release party once they're big enough that we think they can survive in the lake. And some of them still come back to this day to our dock for our daily feedings. So that's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I do have a neighbor that likes to eat our turtles, which I'm not that happy about, but that's part of living on a lake. Now, we also impact the environment through pollution, and our county is the worst polluter because they have runoff straight from the roads directly into the lake. And the city at one point decided they were going to build a 60-inch pipe and drain 200 acres of roadway straight into the lake, which would of course killed the lake. That really solidified the Lake Cane Restoration Society, and we worked together and we were able to shut that project down in just a little bit over 2 weeks with community support. So this is how communities and swimmers can come together and really impact the environment. Because I can guarantee you this 60-inch pipe would have completely destroyed the lake. So we had a very organized effort. We had hundreds of people behind us, and they were very adamant about keeping this a swimming lake. This is an invasive species. This is an apple snail. It is not blood-sucking, as that picture might indicate. This is a tree frog, another invasive species, and hydrilla, which is a horrible problem in Florida. Matter of fact, we had such a bad hydrilla problem that some areas of the lake became unswimmable. So how did we handle it? Well, the state solution was a taxation district, which nobody was agreeable to. So what we did was we raised money and we placed triploid carp, which are non-reproducing carp, to clear out the lake. Now, one of the problems with that is they go in as 10 inches, and our friendly pelicans ate about $2,000 worth of carp before they got to a size where they could survive. Now we have a lot of carp, we have a decreasing shoreline, so what to do? Well, we feed them. And what this does is it makes the plants happy, and it makes the carp happy, and if the hydrilla were ever to return, then we'll just quit feeding the carp. So this is a good way to create a balance in the nature. Now the hydrilla was good for something. The fish loved it, and when it gone, a lot of the nesting places went with it. So this is how we handled it. We created our own artificial reefs. And you can see it works. That's our artificial reef, and there are hundreds of little fish surrounding that, and we believe this is another solution that we have. And again, this is all put together because swimmers have gotten together and formed the Lake Cane Restoration Society, and we work very hard on keeping the lake environmentally fresh and clean and safe for both the animals and the humans swimming in the lake.